The Vikings start the week at 5-0 in first place in the division, and with a loss will drop to second place in the division. Somehow, some way, the NFC North, is so strong, and I'm a little worried about it.
Yeah, that's garbage.
Garbage.
I understand divisional football. Everything is close, right? You're within 1 or 2 games of first place in division. But when you're undefeated at 5-0, you'd expect a little bit of buffer, wouldn't you?
A little breathing room, just a little bit. Like, I wish I was the Chiefs and had such a garbage division that they're like 2 games up or a game and a half up. They can't lose that title for 2 weeks if they lose their whole division wins. But we're stuck with the best division in football. I wasn't
even crashed. Oh my goodness, I wasn't even supporting the other guy. Anyway, doesn't matter. Hello, hi. I'm going to talk to you for a second. Welcome to another episode of the BuiBros Football Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Quinn Bowie. I cheer for the better team in the LA Chargers. God forbid whatever their record is. Across from me, my brother Brandon.
And I cheer for the Minnesota Vikings. That's right, the Vikings in the NFC North, which the stat came out this week is the best division by point differential. And I should mention that the AFC West, that's you guys, is number 2 in best point differential in the league. It's from 211, positive 211 for all NFC North teams combined, to a whopping plus 20 for all NFC or AFC West.
20, or that's the worst one?
No, that's you. You guys are plus 20.
And we're second?
And you're second. That's it.
I think you missed.
No, that's what it is. There. I'm almost certain.
Wait, you were 180 points.
191 points. Is that it?
Wild.
Is that right?
Wow.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Okay, so there's some factors here is that you guys have had a lot of divisional games which cancel out to be a positive at 0, right? 0 point differential. The Vikings facing the Packers a couple weeks ago is the only divisional game that we have had. So we've had much more opportunity to gain, but we've also had much more opportunity to lose point differential as well, because facing another opponent, you lose, but that's the only way you can go down. But yes, the lack of games within the division is, and then also the Bears facing all like 1-4, 1-5 teams. Also
that's
helps.
Why the Bears are. That's why the Bears are 4 wins. Yeah,
but yes, so the Vikings lead with I think plus 63 or something like that. The Lions, who is our opponent for the week, is at barely under that. So
I think they're plus 60.
Yeah.
And that was because of the last week whooping against the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. Holy hell. Did not see that. I definitely thought it was going to be a high-scoring game, but for both teams.
Yeah, it was, that was,
yikes.
Nobody expected that, I don't think. But I would have said that the Lions would have won, but an ass whooping like that at home for the Cowboys is pretty wild. So, yeah. Oh man, the division is stacked. You know what? So it's going to be 5-0, 4-1, 4-2, 4-2. It's insane. It's the first week in history. No, in a long time. I just remember seeing that within 6 weeks, every team has at least 4 wins in a division. That's just insane, honestly. So
it really is, and it just shows like the opponent. You guys have not come together too much yet.
No.
And so it should even out is the wrong term because it's quite even right now, but it should change and show favor one direction or another.
Yeah.
Hopefully in the Minnesota Vikings favor. And I think that starts this week, right?
We have automatic losses coming into the division as soon as you play divisional games, right? As soon as you play divisional games, someone in the division loses. So, yeah, we're 17-5, I think, is the whole division, which is pretty crazy. But like I mentioned, the Bears have played absolutely horrible teams. The Vikings actually have played really good teams. So
CJ Stroud and the Texans. You've got the 49ers there. You've got the Packers in there.
The Jets are the weakest team, maybe, because the Giants have actually been looking all right. maybe I'd sit them on par
At
with
least
the Jets.
defensively. At least
Yeah,
defensively,
exactly.
the Giants are looking nice. And yeah, the Jets weakest at the time, but now with the Devontae Adams trade, ooh, what's gonna happen in the Big
We'll
Apple?
see.
Hey, we'll
But
see.
so, anyways, looking forward to this current matchup. It is dicey, very, very dicey. The Lions came off. What was the end of the score? It was 47-9, something like that.
47-9.
Does that sound good?
Yes. That does sound
Either
good.
way, it was 40 some wacky shit to 9. They absolutely dominated the Cowboys. And so, yeah, it's scary.
47-9, crushed them. And you know, this is with Penei Sewell getting a touchdown called back as well. Like, wild play that the Lions have gone. Jared Goff has had such a performance in the last 2 games that he played. It's one of the best statistical performances by a quarterback in like 60, 70 years.
Right, because he played the Seahawks and went 18 for 18.
18 for 18,
Pretty
perfect
crazy.
158 passer rating. I think you got a 153 or something passer rating this game.
So Jared Goff is a good quarterback. No one would say otherwise. He's not a top quarterback in my mind. He
Top what?
does. He's probably 12 to 15 for
12?
me.
Okay.
Right?
Okay,
He's nothing crazy. I think he benefits very much due to the fact that they have it. I would say a lot of people would say the best O-line in football. They're insane. You mentioned Penei Sewell. He's awesome, but the rest of the line is great. Like Sewell and then the right guard are some of the best, if not the best, tackle guard combo, or just even tackle and guard in the league. And so they're right. Like it's the answer that I have been seeing to throw Jared Goff off his game is to pressure him, which was done the first 2 weeks. And they scored, I think, under 20 points or something in the first 3 weeks, something like that. But you can't pressure the guy because the O-line is so good. So they're doing a really good job of protecting him and, kind of saving him from making any errors. And he is taking advantage of that. And he's being precise and he's being accurate when he has time, which is always. So it's tough. Right? Their offense is rolling right now. They're rolling. Gibbs or Montgomery, so good in the backfield.
Or Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Right.
Or Sam Laporta.
Yeah.
We were talking about Jared Goff, but like all these weapons that he's got around him, like they just signed Monty for another $9.5 million a year for 2 more years.
He's here till 2027, I think is what it is. I
I
don't know why I
believe,
looked at a watch
exactly.
for that.
And but 10 million of that I'm pretty sure was guaranteed. Like this guy has been extremely reliable and productive. He had 12 carries. How many yards do you have in 12 carries?
Okay, because you're saying this, I'm gonna say it's like 82 yards.
Whoa. Price is Right rules. You're wrong. It was 80 yards.
Oh shit!
80 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's awesome, man.
Crazy. This was the year that he was supposed to kind of fade in the back as headlines and fantasy football purposes. Jahmyr Gibbs taking over, but they've been such a dynamic duo between the two of them. Monty's been so productive, especially in that short yardage situation, those tough yards in the red zone. The running game, spectacular because, like you said, one of the best, if not the best offensive lines protecting for them. And then on the outside, you have Amon-Ra St. Brown, you have Jamison Williams,
Tim Patrick.
I think Josh Reynolds is the wide receiver 3, but then you have Sam Laporta, who had an amazing year last year. He had one massive catch that really was the brunt of his performance this week. But
I think it was honestly, he only had the one, like a 50-yarder or something like
50
that.
plus, yeah.
52 yards, and I think only had one reception. So he hasn't been too involved, but that's obviously a great play. That was on the weird flea flicker or something they did. I can't remember.
But that could be that could change any week, right?
Right.
And he is still a threat. So offensively, they've got a lot of answers.
Yes.
Now you guys have been great defensively.
We have been, but I think a lot of it relies on the disguises and then also getting pressure on the quarterback, because I know Jonathan Grenard is maybe leading the league in pressures. I know he was going into the bye, or at least I'm pretty sure. I don't know what it looks like now, but getting those pressures is tough, like I mentioned on this O-line. So the defense has their work cut out for them. I assume if we're going to win, it will be because our defense crushed it yet again. That's kind of the theme of the season. And Andrew Van Ginkel, he's got to be scoring touchdowns for us. I think that's also the theme of winning some of these games. So I think he's got 2 on the year, almost a third.
2 pick-sixes on the year, yeah.
Yeah, he's crazy. So we would very much like to have Van Ginkel, because this offense runs a lot of tricks and they're kind of gimmicky. It works for them, but they're very they disguise a lot as well. They're throwing out linemen here and there just to throw you off. And Van Ginkel is who I have my eyes on, number 43, just to blow it all up. Confuse them so they can't use their tricks, because their trick won't work against that, or so we're really hoping that the defense can kind of not even step it up, but keep the same pace, keep the energy that they've had throughout the season. And hopefully we can hold them to, instead of 47 to 20 points. 20 points is a win, right? We can hopefully win that matchup if we hold them to 20 points, which is a lot of points, but also on for this.
That's the threshold, right?
Yeah, the threshold. We start giving them 30 points, it's rough, right? Like,
And like you said, you haven't been playing slumps, and so you've had experience with high-powered offenses, Green Bay, San Francisco, Houston, right? Like,
well, and we've had amazing first halves. You know what I mean? And then our offense starts not producing as much, giving the ball back to them, and our defense is on the field for too long. They're going to score points. They're going to get yards. That's how the league works. So, yeah,
100%. But you've done so well, and plus on top of that, the divisional matchup aspect to all of this, it's a tighter game. It's always closely contested, and so great opportunity to go 6-0. Absolutely
great opportunity, and it's at home. It's at home, and our fans have been amazing. They've been amazing at bringing the energy, and so we're hoping that they can do that again, make it loud as shit out there for the opposing offense. But yeah, so their offense, we know it's great. Our defense, we know it's great. We know that that's going to be kind of that's the side of the ball that's going to decide it. If we can stop them, I have all the confidence that our offense can get some points on the board, that our offense can start strong, hopefully yet again, and then be there when we need them at the end. That's what Coach has been saying, is that when we need Darnold at the end to make plays, to extend a drive, just to kind of seal the game, he's been there to do it. So he's been making clutch throws at the end of the game, whether or not there's a lull in the middle. That's, it's an ebb and flow type game. So,
right.
Yeah, but talking about their defense.
Started off right.
It's
something happened.
Something huge happened. Yes, they are going to lose Aiden Hutchinson, the sack leader on the season, which is just, that sucks. And it was a brutal injury. At this point, you just hope that he's.
Do you see the injury? I didn't see it. I didn't watch it.
Oh, I watched. You didn't watch it?
No, I didn't watch it. I can't. It's like,
okay, well, I'll explain it to you. Think Anderson Silva getting his kick checked.
Oh.
That's exactly what it was.
No. Did it flop?
It flopped. It flopped around, and then Dak landed on it, and it was, dude, it flopped as he's sacking Dak, and then Dak, he lifts his leg up, and then Dak, gets on. It's not nice, man. So, but that's exactly the injury. Is you think Anderson Silva? It's straight shin or fibula, I think, right? Or whatever bone that is.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Sheesh. Dude.
So big loss there right off the bat.
Huge loss. I think then then right away I don't know, it's not really the same, but Aleem McNeil, they signed him for a big deal today, just because they obviously like their D lineman, right? So, but no doubt a huge blow without Aiden Hutchinson there. So that is, how do you say it nicely? We hope to take advantage of that. You know what I mean? We never wish injuries on somebody, but we hope that they don't have another Aiden Hutchinson waiting in the wings here just to step up.
Yeah, you don't need that. Like when you look at it, they're like overall they're a first graded team. Like offense is third overall, defense is first overall. This team is absolutely bonkers.
It's crazy.
It took a couple weeks, for them to get gelled, but now they're full force. The Lions are vying for the NFC title, and only you are in the way right now of getting that first seed.
This is a huge game for them. It's a huge game for us. This is the game for first in the NFC North at the moment. And if we win, we have a big lead now. All of a sudden, we have a big lead because yes, the other two teams have 4 wins, and let's say they win, they're at 5, we're at 6, but they have 2 losses. So we still have that 1.5 game breathing room, which is
because
nuts.
they had the bye as well.
Exactly. Once they hit the bye, if we keep on pace, right? But all of a sudden we have the advantage. Like we have the game over the Lions. We have a divisional game over the Lions, like a divisional win in that column. And then we are also, the Lions will have 2 losses. We'll have 0. We'll be up to 2 wins. This is the kind of like, not a turning point. I was going to say TSN turning point, but it's not a turning point. This is just this is like that one point on the season where you go, that's where we won the division. That's where we lost the division if that happens.
Where we separate the men from the boys.
It's a big game, and we're talking about their defense, their safeties, Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph. PFF grades them insanely high. We know that Brian Branch he's unreal. He is all over the field all the time. Kirby Joseph, we don't like Kirby Joseph. He injured Hawk last year off of dirty,
like injured Hawk.
This injury.
Injured?
Yeah, injury. Yeah. And so Hawk's not even going to play in this game because then we play on Thursday. And so him playing his first game and then right for the short week would be a little rough. So we expect him back on Thursday. But Kirby Joseph also, that's like last year, did it to the Rams tight end. Tyler Higbee in the playoffs too. He destroyed his knee as well. So
we don't like Kirby. Boo Kirby.
We don't like Kirby Joseph, not one bit. So,
okay.
Yeah. So their defense is crazy, and our offense, we've talked about them a lot, but again, we do not have Hawkinson. We really hope that we have Aaron Jones. We are praying that we have Aaron Jones because that would be a massive addition. That would help a lot. To not have Hawk and Aaron Jones, it's you don't want our offense to be one-dimensional. So we hope that it's not, but Jefferson, we hope he gets his. He has had massive games. His career high game yards is against the Lions, I believe. 180 something.
Maybe I smell a 190 game coming up here this week. To be honest, I'm surprised. The only reason why I feel like this game should be flexed, but we're just still so early in the season.
You can flex earlier. This game could have been yes. Okay, so I was reading about it. The only thing I didn't get clarification on is that because this is that early slot, I don't think you can flex from the early to the Sunday night. I think you can only flex from that mid-afternoon game up. I don't think you can flex 2 time slots.
Really?
I think. I'm not 100% sure, but this game could have been flexed.
Let's be real. Jets Steelers? Nah, get out of there.
Exactly.
Some storylines there.
America loves the Steelers. And also the New York Jets. Like that's a very prime-timeable team. Especially now, Devontae Adams. So you don't really know. And also the coach being fired, it's another talking point, all this stuff. So I would have liked it to be flexed. That would have been sweet. Unfortunately, it is not. But this, I think, is the game of the week. I think you look at the schedule, this is the game.
100%. I'm looking at the schedule right now. And this
Like, who do the
is
Chiefs play?
Chiefs. Oh, yeah. No, that might be it. Chiefs 49ers.
Ooh, yeah, actually, that's a big game.
I mean, but like, honestly, this week looks sweet. Ravens Buccaneers. Like, who would have thought that that's going to be a massive game there? So that's yeah.
Okay.
But I agree. Like, the division, just because of the way the NFC North has played out so far this year, I think that's why you get the nod for game of the week, because this is huge stakes. Huge stakes. I don't care about the past. It's not about, oh, we played a couple Super Bowls in the past, the 49ers, the Chiefs, we know what that's like.
Ravens Bucks, it's different conferences. There's not much stakes. Same with the Chiefs Niners. The Chiefs Niners is a fun game because it's a rematch of the Super Bowl, right? But it's not like it has no weight on this season, whereas this does. So, okay, I'm going to wrap it up here quick with just a prediction, because we're cutting time here. But prediction, honestly, you hate to do it.
Oh, no.
You hate to do it.
Really?
I'm predicting that we just got off a bye. It could be, well, they got off a bye last week, I guess. But it's rough. You don't know what's going to happen. The divisional games are crazy. It's at home. You hope and you're praying. But I'm thinking that this is a close loss. And I'm thinking it's big. It's like a 30-33 type game. You know what I mean? It's not one of your 10-12s. It's not one of your whatevers. This is
You taking shots?
Well, you know, your divisional matchups with you did better than we talked about last week. Anyways, this is not one of your, the defense was crushing either team. Both, this is, yes, the defense is going to do good, but they're going to get theirs and we're going to get ours. And it's going to be a shootout. I think it's the shootout. It's a Sam Darnold shootout. And we just hope and pray that he's the Sam Darnold of the Vikings and not the Sam Darnold of another team. So I'm predicting that the Vikings unfortunately lose this game. But when I predict a 30-33, that's an anybody takes it. That's a 51% to 49%. Excuse me.
Sure. So, I hear you. But what I hear is, Brandon, you are 1-0. The Vikings are 1-0 when you predict against them. So let's continue to ride that train and let's go 2-0 for the Vikings. Like you said, 51% coin toss, whatever it may be.
This one's a coin flip, but I just need to have those feelings, Also, I'm wearing blue somehow. This is like Lions blue as well.
What are you
I don't know what I'm doing.
What are you doing? Thank God you said this at the end of the video.
So, unfortunately, a Vikings loss, but we don't want it. But it just feels like, we got to lose at some point. This isn't a 17-0 team, but got to lose at some point, and they're a great team. All respect to them. So
off of a 40 burger,
exactly. Hopefully they're riding high and they're not paying attention.
Then they're complacent. That's exactly it. Okay, so you're saying 33-30. I'm gonna throw my prediction in there. I'm gonna give the Vikings a win here, and I'm gonna say it is a 42-35. I agree.
Jesus, that's a big shootout, dude. It's
gonna be a shootout. That's what we hope for. All the points in the world. It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be exciting. Very. Thank you all so much for being with us. We do appreciate it. If you are a Vikings fan or a Chargers fan or a fan of the NFL in general, please subscribe to the channel. Comment. Let us know. Let's start a community. That's what we're here about. Like the video, hit the notification bell. It really does help us out. We appreciate it. Brandon, send us off.
Okay, go Vikings, go Vikings, go Vikings. Let's get a win. Hopefully I'm wrong. Skol Bolts, Skol Bolts, Skol Bolts, Skol Bolts.
Skol Bolts.
Woo. Okay, peace.